Hello, how are you? In this video, I'll be doing a full illustration once again. Hi, look. Okay, so it's Selena's birthday tomorrow, I think. And I wanted to draw something because usually I don't draw anything. I usually draw things way too late, okay? I'm going to be very honest. I usually don't draw anything on the day of my character's birthday. I wanted to get something this time. So, tomorrow is Selena's birthday. It's on the 8th of July. It is also my birthday. But before you go and comment anything, don't. Look, I'll get into it, okay? I have issues with my birthday. I don't like my birthday. Nothing ever good happens on my birthday. In fact, horrible things happen on my birthday, so I don't like my birthday. Plus, I have this thing, okay? It doesn't make sense to me. Why would you congratulate me on something I didn't do anything? You think I did anything? Go congratulate my mother. She literally distorted her whole body to get something out of her that's like the size of a small coffee maker. Imagine you shoving a coffee machine out of your... Okay, I'll stop. But it doesn't make any sense to me. I didn't do anything. I didn't even want to be here. Why the fuck should anyone congratulate me? Anyways, not even 2 minutes into this video and I'm already getting aggressive. Anyways, say happy birthday to Selena, not to me. I don't care. I don't like it. I'm unhappy, okay? If you say anything, I'm going to get mad at you. Straightforward and direct. So, I did a little sketchbook sketch first for this illustration. I used a 3D model because I didn't want to draw. I didn't feel like it. I don't know why. Look, I'll get into the thing. I don't know why the sound box exists rent-free in my head, but in the place that they are, it's in the Geometrical Academy of some sort, where this illustration takes place. Selena always sits on top of a sound box. I don't know why she does. In my head, she always has the sound box, and sometimes they move it because sometimes Zachary, the father of she, has like to present some ideas to some people to, I don't know, save money or get them on his team or something. Hero stuff. He's the hero of the country and some other places as well because he saved them from demon infestations and whatnot and blah blah blah. Stuff that happens in this world, okay? Stuff is happening and he is doing his best to like take care of that, I guess, or something. So they are in the Geometrical Academy. Selena's sitting on top of the sound box that she always sits on, because in my head she always sits on the sound box, which makes sense since she is a singer, and usually when he is doing like preparing the place and preparing the stage to like present stuff, usually Selena and she would be the ones like getting the sound ready to be, stuff, I guess, listenable, hearable, I don't know, because they are singers and they produce their songs as well, like, singer, producer, songwriter, whatever. So they like know how sounds work and they usually help Zachary out with that. So Selena always sits on top of this sound box just to hang out, because usually Euquiz is meditating out in the yard of the place. Selena likes joining her, so when the sound box is out there, she sits on top of the sound box just to be around with Euquiz, and if the sound box isn't there, she will just, I don't know, sit in the grass, I guess. For the composition of this illustration, I decided to like go very linear from like tallest to smallest, and Selena's the tallest, sitting on top of the sound box, and then there is Euquiz, which if they were just standing, Euquiz would be taller than Selena. Selena is around, there I go, having to use feet again because the USA exists. So Selena is around 5'11", 5'10"? No, 5'11", right? It goes until 11, right? I don't know how the fuck feet work. Like, in my head it always went to 10, but then I saw 11 and then I was really confused. I have no idea what the fuck is going on with y'all. Why do you go to 11 then jump forward? I have no idea, but she's 5'11" if I'm not mistaken. 180 for the normal people. Euquiz gets to, oh my god, what the fuck is 190 in feet now? 6'2"? 6'3"? No, 6'2", right? Me having to do math in my head. I'm not even doing math. I'm just kind of putting things together. I have no idea what I'm talking about. She's 190, no, 191, around that. She is taller because of her like prosthetics. They are like a mix of wheelchair design together with normal like prosthetics. I decided to do something like that because first I was going to put her in a wheelchair, but since she fights and whatnot, she becomes sort of not leader, but she is trying to teach the people. Like the leader is still Zachary, of course, because Euclid is still very young, but sure. But she is the one that is teaching the newer generation of the geometrals to do stuff. I don't know why they decide to do that. Like they cannot. Okay, it's a choice they make a choice like, oh, I want to join this because I want to be able to use my magic and whatnot, because in this world the humans do not appreciate when any other being is above them, because that's what humanity is like. They like being on top of the food chain. I say food chain because I'm sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah, they cannot use their magic if they aren't part of this thing where they use their magic whatever ways the human being wants. So, you know, they join this place and then they learn cool stuff and cool things to use their magic with, and well, yada yada, some geometrical stuff. They're aliens, okay? They're not us. Euclid is a celestial being, so she is very dangerous, which is why she meditates, so that she is able to control her emotions and be very mindful of the things she says and does. Selena usually joins her, but usually more so to annoy her more than anything. I love their dynamic though. It's very much like Euclid is trying to teach Selena to calm down, and Selena's like, nah bro, I ain't doing that. I love also Euclid's big bug eyes. I just love the way that her whole eyes are basically filled in, and they're very dark. They're still red, but they're also like very dark and like sort of blackish. I loved that. One thing I did as well, other than the line composition, right, from tallest to smallest, was trying to make the hair flow, like adding a bit more movement to the hair, since they were Selena sitting. I tried like pushing her shoulders up to like add some body language to show like she isn't very happy with this situation she is in, because Euclid decided to surprise her with a cake. Also, iconic cake. It literally just says, "You've aged. I want that cake in my life." But just on a daily basis. I decided to add a mini she in just to fill more space, because it was sort of very right side inclined. The right side was more full than the left, and there was a little space down there, and I was, dude, she is like 4'10" or 5 feet, in between that, 4'10", 4'11". I think 4'11". She's very small, especially in comparison to Euclid and Selena. I just love it, and she is very self-conscious with that, and usually like wears huge platforms just to be able to be somewhat in the same size as Selena. So I added her down there somewhere, just lost, looking really excited. I love her bubbly personality. Also, she helped with the fact that the whole illustration was like flowing from up to down, because the first thing that you would see in this illustration would be Selena with her like very bright colored rose crown. So then you would start going down to Euclid on the cake, and then she is right beside in the bottom there, also very saturated, so you either can look from down to up or from up to down. And I think that that's very important to make the whole illustration flow and make the composition flow, so that you look around the whole illustration. So I tried being more mindful with that in this case. I also did a new hair experiment because I have no idea. I love complicating my life, I guess. There was so much hair, right? Selena has very long hair. Euclid has like a lot of hair. Like her hair is wavy and it's very long. Not as long as She's hair was when she was younger, but even in this case, she has a lot of layers, right? After Selena dies, in quotes, she cuts her hair up and adds a lot of layers to that, so it grows out a bit, but it's still like very fluffy and poofy. So I was really thinking about, okay, I want to make this whole thing very detailed and intentional, so I have to be mindful of how I'm going to do that. So I have to like figure out a way to make this hair look good, kill myself in the process. So what I did was the layer mode stroke, where it adds an outline automatically. I used that to my advantage, and I used 2 layers technically for the hairs. I know that I used more because I separated Selena's hair from Euclid's and She's hair first, but then I merged them together and then I added the thing on top. I will explain it now. At first I decided to make the whole base to figure out the whole shapes of the hair and how it flows. I keep in mind where the hair separates, you know, the line that separates the hair and whatnot that we have. I do that. I also keep that in mind. So then I use the layers to like make the flow stuff, decide to paint it in a way that it still adds some sort of outline to the hair and like add some lines in between. You know, you can see it at some point. I have no idea where we are in the video. My playback is not working, so I'm just saying things out of my ass. That's why it's very nice to have like an outline of what you want to say. Why I'm sharing this with you, I don't know. So then after I finish like the base of the hair, which looks already like very movement, very flowy. It looks very movement, of course, that's how you speak. So then on top of that, I add another layer in the stroke mode. And I decide to add like sort of strands to the whole like hairs and whatnot, just so that it adds like some more detail and more movement. I don't know if you heard that crack, but that was my wrist and it did not feel nice. Pretend everything is fine though. So after I made that, the hair looked really good. It looked exactly like I wanted it to, and I was very happy with that. Moving on a bit, you know how I had made these designs, these for Jealous Selena in their different ages? You know, thinking back now, for She's outfit, I should have changed it honestly, because this is the outfit she wears when she's a teen, and she is not supposed to be a teen anymore. So I should have changed that, but I think that this outfit is too iconic to change it. I just love it too much and I miss drawing it, because nowadays I just usually draw she in a normal summer outfit with a tank top and some shorts and add lots of bows to that. But I missed this outfit. I think it's too iconic. I couldn't let it go. I had to draw it one more time. But I should have changed it. Whenever I decide to redesign she and like make the actual new version of her and the alien version of her, and design that stuff, I will figure that out. Another fun fact, I guess, or something, Yuquiz's hair is actually black. She just decides to split dye it. I don't know why she decided that that would be the thing. She has a very piano-focused aesthetic on her. It doesn't make much sense since she isn't exact musician. I would imagine she plays piano, more so because rich family stuff and they want their kids to learn something, so they just put them in random lessons. She has the knowledge of how to play piano, even though she isn't very musically inclined. It also adds a touch to her elegant design. I will get into that a bit. The cake that she is giving Selena is not tres leches, it's cuatro leches, which is a cake that we have here. I don't know why here we don't have tres leches. We have cuatro leches. It's not 3 milks, it's 4. I don't know why. I don't know what the 4 milks are. I don't even honestly know what the 3 milks are. But that's the cake. I like that cake and I decided to give that cake. Plus it's white and normal, so very easy to just, you know, shade in. Didn't have to suffer with that. I don't know where we are in the video. I don't know when I drew the background. But the thing is, I forgot to record myself drawing the background. It wasn't difficult though, it's just a bunch of blobs that I sort of made coherent. I focused more so on the colors that I wanted to convey. You know those photographs of teenagers out in nature, like a river or in the forest or in the yard, just having fun? And it's usually like very green and golden and the sky is very blue, very nostalgic colors. That's sort of the vibe that I was going for with the background, so I just blobbed down a bunch of colors and then added Gaussian blur to that. And some overlay layers, of course, to add that golden effect. But later on, I did actually draw in a visible background, because I usually separate my backgrounds in 3 parts. I draw what is behind the character, in the back, then I draw something usually beside or with the character, and something in the front of the character. In this case, I have the sound box with Selena right below her. She's kind of sitting on top of it. Didn't add anything in the front because I thought of it, but I think that what I wanted to convey was this. So I got the composition right, and I focused more so on the background. I wanted to add something like behind the character and even more so distant from the characters, just to add more so a sense of depth, since I wasn't doing that with the front. We have the back, then we have a back, and then we have a with them. that makes any sense. I just added some trees and some branches, and the branches have some flowers just to add a sense of it's like spring or summer, something more like... I wanted it to be very nostalgic and just very inviting to be outside. Those are like the colors that I was going for in the background. I want it to be very vivid and believable and real. Now we will get back into seas again because I love my characters. I love separating my characters by colors and uniting them so that they are cohesive between them with one color. So for example, in this case, she is very pink, Yuquiz is purple, which back in the day, it was 178. But since she doesn't really make part of the trio anymore, she lost that. She is still purple, but not in this case. Goodbye 178 part of the trio. Then we have Selena, which represents red. In the video that I make about my characters, I will explain that more, but I will just throw it in here like casually. Since Selena is the main character, she is red, right? So then we have Cave and Jellish, which would be the other like primary in quote colors. So Selena is red, Jellish is blue, Cave is yellow. Anyways. And then usually I unite them with one color, and the color that I use the most in this case would be like dark purple, the saturated, which I usually use for black. I use them in pretty much all my designs that I have, just so that I can connect the characters together. I do have to make an actual real design for Cave still. I don't know why I don't do it, but need to get into that. Since I'm doing that one video of them, my OCs, all of them, I'm going to suffer. I know that. I like how their designs back to these three, right? I love how they are very representative of their personalities. Selena is more vintage and has like longer stuff, like dress sort of flows longer. Her boots are longer. Her corset makes her like this very hourglass shape because she's supposed to be very hourglass shaped and very long. Her hair is very long. Her facial features are very sharp just to show that she's very fierce. Her eyes are like sharp and pointy. Her nose is longer. Her eyebrows are more arched. Yuquiz has this very elegant and top-heavy design matching her leg prosthetics because they're like wheelchair design, so they're very wheeled. I think that each leg has like 3 wheels around that number, if I'm not mistaken. So like her blouse is like very big and poofy, while her skirt is like more slick. And her facial features are more calm and relaxed. She's just very mindful. Her personality is very calming. And then we have she, which is very round and bubbly and saturated and bottom heavy because she's more of a like pear-shaped. Plus she is always wearing big platforms because she wants to fit in. She's very small, but she has like very round and big eyes and like a small nose and mouth, which like really show that she's very cute and happy and bubbly. I like that. I got their designs really well. I like that about them. For this whole illustration, I tried shading like this Carmen illustration I did back last year because I fucked myself over with the hair and added a bunch of details, so I couldn't like paint over it. I could, but that would take a lot of effort. So I decided to use multiply again, like I did in that illustration, because that would be easier. And I really like how I did the shading in that illustration plus the lighting. I think it looks really good. It's very clean and intentional. I tried adding that one border of red where the light meets the shadows on the skin. You know, that like red rim light sort of thingy. I don't remember the name. I used to know it. I don't remember the name of it anymore. But you know what I'm talking about, where it meets and gets very saturated. I tried adding that just to like add this more summer vibes. The lighting and shadows were really hard here. Maybe I should actually follow how I do like acrylic paintings or how sensible people their illustrations. Maybe I go from dark to light like in acrylics, or maybe I should go from medium so that I can add like very light lights and very dark shadows. I don't do that. I don't know why. The hair looks so good though. Can I just talk about how good the hair looks? I'm really happy with how that turned out. I love the summer vibes the background gives. I was really going for that, and I think I really got that. A thing I didn't record, a few things I didn't record because this took me 7 hours, was rim lights with white that I added later on. Some overlays to add reflective lights of the sky and trees. Because the sky is blue, it reflects. The trees are reflecting because they're getting hit by light as well. I added some overlays, green and blue, and yellow of course because more sun. We love sun. I added the texture overlays that I always do to bring out their colors, red, pink, and purple. Also to add texture. I'm actually dying. And I also fixed some shadows and lights up. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. My voice is actually dying. I'm actually almost crying. Holy shit. My voice is screaming. Help me. Holy fuck. Enjoyed this video. I hope you have a nice day and night. I'm really happy with this illustration. It's very clean and professional looking. Not that messy ones aren't. I just wasn't making it look good. I need to actually make a messy illustration that looks good still. I just hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you drew together with me. I really like when people do that. I don't know. Bye. Just bye. Let me leave and go cry in bed or something.